Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from Wild Wild West. I got my partner here, Juno. She's doing the video with me, as usual. And what we got here today is a fun one. This one, I believe, was an Amazon purchase. This is one that I forgot to do, that's been sitting around for a long time, waiting to be done, and I just figured out what it was. So, because I looked at the packaging slip, so I know what it is. Matter of fact, let's take out the packaging slip and let's read it. I haven't unboxed it yet. Schrade, Generational USA Sharpfinger. Schrade, Generational USA Sharpfinger. It's coming from Lake Adventure Outdoors, and I'm sure they're the Amazon seller. So that's who it's coming from. I'm doing the unboxing today. Is my favorite. I shouldn't probably say favorite, but it is my favorite. 8020S went to work with me today and yesterday. Absolutely love this knife. And this D2, I don't care what anybody says, but it is sharp as hell. Look at this. This D2 is just like, it's just sharp. I mean, it's like super sharp. And all I've had to do is just strop it. Doc's got a little bit crunched. Yeah, let's put this over here. And there it is there. This is the knife that my father used to use for deer hunting, for cleaning deer out in the field. And you know, like you guys have seen me do, you know, with lots of other knives I've collected. Lots of them I collected just because they were like knives my father used, and they got given away when he passed away. And so I'm just replacing things that he used to have for my collection. They're special to me. Now the one he had was never as nice as this one though. That's a fully mirror polished blade. Made in USA. Lucky turned me on to these. He told me about these. This is the one that I have, that I bought way back when to replace the one that my father used to have. And this is probably one of the last ones that was made, you know, by Schrade Cutlery before they sold out and went overseas. This is American-made Schrade right here. It's called the Sharpfinger. And this one's an old timer. No, they're both old timers. Cool. USA. This was the knife that my father used to always carry. One like this, not this one, but one like this one. Whenever we go dove hunting or any kind of hunting. He used to like to use it for, you know, cleaning, you know, all kinds of game. That just goes to show you don't need a big giant knife. Sometimes just a little knife does the job. Here was the sheath for it. The blade is like, I believe it's a 3.5 inch blade. American Classics, original old-timer knives, handmade in the USA. One of America's oldest makers of fine cutlery by Schrade. Handmade the way we made them for your granddad. Just trying to look and see the specs on. Oh, here we go. 3.5 inch skinning blade. Overall length 7.25 inches. Saw cut stag lawn handle. Genuine leather sheath. Doesn't say what kind of steel it has. It says high carbon steel. But this is the one that I have, that I purchased a long time ago. I think it was like in the 90s when I purchased this knife. When I started wanting to rebuild my father's collection. I mean, not collection, but knives that he used for my collection. When I started collecting knives, got into collecting knives. There we go. Well, let's compare it to the new one. Let's compare it to the new one. That's what I really wanted to do. This is the packaging that the original one came in. Now this is not the original. This is probably the one that they made, you know, at the end of the Schrade cutlery, towards the end, because I think they sold out in the 90s or something like that. Or the early 2000s, something like that. But this was bought brand new before they sold their company. It was still an American company when I purchased this. So it wasn't expensive. It was very inexpensive. These knives that Schrade used to make weren't that expensive. They give you a good quality knife for a very low price. This is totally sealed. It looks like the sheath and everything is just the same. Interesting. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we could do this here. I don't like to damage the box. There's the knife. Boy, the finish on it is beautiful. Look at that finish. What a beautiful finish. It's much nicer than the new one the old one I have. And there's a sheath underneath this part. Now this knife won't be getting used. It's just a collector for me. We're just opening it up, see what everything looks like. But it'll be all going back in the box. I just want to compare them. Boy, that's a beautiful looking blade. Made in the USA. It's been a long time since Schrade has made knives in the USA before. And I assume it's still the Chinese company, but I don't know, maybe they've opened up a factory here in the United States. Look at that finish though, isn't that a beautiful knife? And this wasn't an expensive knife either, it was only like 50 or 60 bucks or something like that, it wasn't that expensive. I think this one I only paid like $40 for it or something like that when I first bought it. This is $10.95, so this is a very good steal. I'm sure it's, you know, very properly heat treated. The Stagline handles, these handles look real compared to the old one. The older one, the original one has a thicker blade stock though. The blade stock on this one's thicker than this one. We'll measure it out, we'll get an exact measurement. But other than that, pretty much, this one is a little bit different. The blade, the way it's cut is a little bit different. This one has more of a satin finish. This one has a high mirror polish. The saw cut on the Stagline handles is different too. And the color of the handles is different. This one the handle has more girth. This one is more of a slim knife. Feels real slim. And the grind's a little bit different too. This one's more of a hollow grind. This one looks more like a saber grind. I mean, not a saber grind, but a flat grind. So the grinds on the blades are a little bit different. This is like a hollow, and this is a flat grind. Let's take a look at the sheaths. Ah, sweetie. This is the new sheath. It has something printed on the, it says old timer. What does it say? Old timer. I think it just says old timer and old timer. On the back of it doesn't say anything. This one doesn't say anything on the snap, and on the back it doesn't say anything. This is the new one. This is the old one. But they're basically pretty much the same sheath. This one's the sheath is a little bit narrower. It's made for a narrower blade, so I wonder if the blade is narrower. Let's do some measurements. You gotta do some measurements, sweetie. Oh, you gotta get up here and see what's going on, huh? Okay. You gotta make sure everything's in order. Is everything in order? Can we continue to make the video? Okay, sweetie. That's my girl. That's my baby. Okay, go ahead and get down. All right. So let's zero it out. Let's check out thickness first. Blade stock thickness, we'll do it right here by the handle. 3 1/4. 3 1/4 millimeters. The old one, the original one, 4.2 millimeters. Check out blade lengths, just make sure they're the same. I'm expecting them to be the same. I'm going from the handle, yep, 3.5 inches for that, for the new one. Yep, 3.5 inches for the old one too. Overall, about 7 1/4. Overall, 7¼ blade width. At the widest point, it looks like about 1/16. About 1/16. Well, about the same. So they're very close. They're very close, people. Now this one, I can't remember if this is a 1095 or a stainless steel one. For some reason, I want to say it's stainless steel. That's the reason why I was trying to look through the brochure or whatever. But that's what made me really want to get this one, because this one's 1095. And the original ones were 1095. Absolutely love this knife. For anybody who wants a really good skinning knife, I would say go get one. But these are the ones my father liked the best. My pops used to love this knife. This is the one they actually use for cleaning game all the time. Doves, quail, ducks, pheasant, everything. Cottontail, rattlesnakes. Yes, rattlesnakes. I did say rattlesnakes. Well, that's about all I got for this one, people. Put this bad boy back in its job spot, back in my pocket. Man, I absolutely love my Demco 8020S. The 8020S to me is like, I don't know, it's perfect. I don't know. I love the 8020.5, but the 8020S fits my hand perfectly. It feels like it was made for my hand. And especially after I polish the edges and stuff on my on the scales, it feels so good in the hand. It feels like I'm holding a Cadillac. But anyway, absolutely love this one. I would say I would highly recommend this Schrade. Let's see how sharp it is. We didn't test it out to see how sharp it was. I would definitely say it's a keeper. It's one that's worth going out and getting and trying out if you want to try out a new skinning knife. Let's see what the edge is like. A little something right there. Hold on. Let's see. I think that's just me. Make sure we got a clean edge that we're testing it out here with. Oh yeah, it's sharp. Compared to the old one. Excellent knives. Excellent knives, people. Absolutely love it. This one compared to this one is beautiful. This one's beautiful to look at. This one looks like a workhorse. But this is the way that they made them though back in the day. They're meant to be work knives. They're not meant to be, show knives. They're meant to, go to work and get bloody and guts and everything all over them and be used and rot and rust and. Because my pops, the one that he had was all stained up. It was all stained up. It did not look like this. That's actually beautiful though. This is like presentation level to me. Very, very nice, very nice. Absolutely love them, people. Thank you, Lucky, for turning me on to this one, buddy. I'm not even going to try this. It's real hard to snap because it hasn't been done before. This one I've actually carried a couple times. I've gone dove hunting. But there they are. That's what they look like in their sheaths. Beautiful knives. These are real hunting knives. A real hunting knife doesn't have to be a big giant Bowie knife, like a big giant camp knife. That's not why we'll call a hunting knife. That's why we'll call a camp knife. Or a self-defense tool or a zombie weapon or something like that. But to me, a hunting knife is not about its size, it's about its usability. It's about the way, how easy it is for you to use, to clean game and everything else with, and how easy it is for you to carry. You know, because when you hunt, you walk a lot. And you're on your feet for a long period of time, for hours. And so you don't want something that's going to be, you know, dragging you down or pulling your pants down all the time, or making you uncomfortable or whatever. You want to have something that you're not going to really think about. And that's why I think my pops like this knife. Because, it's an awesome, it's a long time proven hunting knife for skinning game and stuff like that. It's just an excellent design. But anyway, that's all I got for you for right now. Peace out, Stiletto. Hope everybody's doing great out there. Happy Sunday, last day of July.